So, who here knows dubstep? Almost everybody, alright. Well, first of all, what is dubstep? Dubstep is a subcategory electronic music. So basically, always gonna have a bass, a synth, and effects into it. You're gonna change the wavelengths, and the synth is always gonna be at the third beat.
So, today I'm going to teach you a little bit about the ATM finger scanner. Have you ever had your head in the clouds, forgot your credit card or wallet, or obviously it's not you, but maybe you know an older person who uses their credit card but they can't read? There's a group of scientists and engineers called the NCR Corp. Introduce it to the United States so then they can send it out to places like rural China and rural India. Just a little fun fact, there's about 85 million people in China between the ages of 15 to 50 who can't read. And in India, 74.04% of the population between 50
and today I'm going to teach you how to make a desktop computer. Alright. So first, before you even put together the computer, you obviously get out and put in your visual card, your CPU, and your RAM. So your visual card goes right over here. It's always to the left of where the CPU goes. And you just click it in. On every single motherboard, you have to hear a click, or else it's not in a stable place. And your CPU as well, you'll have a little, it's like a little folding metal bar that keeps the CPU in place. And you also need to hear a click once you snap that in. So now you put your RAM, the RAM always goes directly under the CPU. Every motherboard looks pretty much the same. So you're gonna put it right here, and of course you have to hear a click. Around here. Alright, wrapping it up now. You put the PSU right down here, and you need to connect the wires that come with your case into the back part of your power supply unit. All power supply units are a bit different, so you might need to plug it into different areas. And finally, put your hard disk right here, and you put your optical drive right in there. Many cases, you'll have to hear a click again. And finally, upload your system into the computer, and you'll be good. And you have a new personalized computer.
Alright. Today I'll be talking to you about goal line technology. Now many of you think, what is goal line technology? Well, I'm going to teach you. Well, goal line technology is when the ball crosses the goal line, there will be a sensor around the goal, and in the ref's watch, the referee's watch, when the ball crosses the line, it will signal that there was a goal. When will this come into effect? Well, it is already starting to come into effect, but it will mainly come into effect during the 2013-2014 Barclays Premier League season, which is in England. This will change the soccer world forever.
Good job.
People decide to start playing video games, either on Xbox, computer, whatever. So these people upload videos to YouTube of them playing games. And people seem to like this, so these people are making a living. Now, some of these people are making more than the average working American, which is kind of ridiculous. But this technology is really amazing because 20 years ago, we didn't have people making livings off of games, you know? And now we do.
Alright, let's go through this quick because I have a lot to show you guys. Simple things you can do to make your life better. It's summer. Naturally, you're going to have barbecue during the summer, right? That's what you do. So instead of having like 20 million bowls of condiments just sitting out there, you have to wash all those plates later. You don't want to do that. What you got to do? Just put it in a muffin tin. Save space, save time cleaning. If you're ever lighting a match, you don't want to burn your fingers on the match, you know, it goes out quickly, you don't want to do that. Light a spaghetti noodle, that actually works pretty well, I've done it before, it's very nice. Okay, when you cut onions, don't cry, no one wants to cry, no one wants to see you cry, you'll be a man, don't cry. No offense, ladies. Chew a piece of gum, you know, stops you tearing, it actually works. Okay, when you have little pieces of soap, don't waste the soap. Don't just throw it out thinking it's useless. It's not going to cover anything. Just slap the two on together. Work just fine. Okay, when you microwave something, I've seen people do this wrong a lot because you see, interestingly enough, the person who did this right here did not do it very well because as you can see, I took 2 pictures. The microwave actually comes, like heats food from the side, so it's not going to get like stuff in the middle. So naturally what you got to do is you got to just make a ring in the middle. Everything will equal out, you know, everything will be evenly heated. It's very nice. Okay. If you're a tech guy like me, you have a lot of cables and wires and plugins and all that stuff. It's a mess, you don't want that. So what you gotta do, take some paper tubes, put them in a box, organize them that way. It's much cleaner and easy to use.
Good? Okay. How is everyone today? Good? Doing good? Alright. I did my 20% project on the history of dance and why it's significant in our society today. So let's start off. When I say the word dance, what do you think of? Dance covers a lot of different topics and ideas, and everyone has their own interpretation. So I want you to keep your interpretation in the back of your head throughout this presentation, so you can relate what I'm talking about to what you're thinking about. And this is the last slide. This is the one that pertains to most of you, the development of social dancing. You had in the 16th and 17th centuries in Europe, lots of dancing used in the noble courts for things like balls and galas. And then you had in the 1900s in America, this rambunctious rhythmic style of dance that's seen in the second picture. And now you have what we have today, which is dance done at birthdays, special events. And when you dance, I want you all to think of the preservation of this amazing art. You're not just bouncing around to your favorite song, you are preserving an ancient art form. Thanks, that's it.
So what I spend my 20% project doing is finding a way to make more people interested in solar panels because this is the future. So I'm going to read a quote to you. So every hour the sun beams onto Earth more than enough energy to satisfy global energy needs for an entire year. And I really like this quote because it really puts into perspective just how much energy the sun beams onto Earth. So this begs the question, what would happen or how much energy would be made if we could harness just a fraction of this energy? And so the solution is to put solar panels on all these roofs. And now the problem. The fact is that total energy consumption has been rising for the past 50 years. And most of this energy comes from non-renewable sources, such as petroleum and coal and natural gas, which will not be around forever. One day there will just be no more of these type of sources. And as 8% at the top, that's renewable energy, but only 1% of that energy comes from solar energy. And solar energy is like the best type of renewable energy because it comes from a stable source and it produces virtually no waste. So my solution to this problem was to create a program which is basically a questionnaire, and it will ask the user a bunch of questions, and then it will tell the user if solar panels is the way to solve their problems. So the first question is, do you have an unobstructed roof facing south? Because if it doesn't, then nobody will want to have solar panels. And this will really benefit the future because if more people have solar panels on their houses, like I'm going to have solar panels on my house. So then energy savings will double and triple, and the world will be a better place.
You wrote that program on the screen that does that?
Yeah.
And what did you use? Could you tell them what you used to program that?
Well, I use, it's kind of hard to explain, but I use this programming language called Python. And so you use logic to do all this stuff. It's really hard to explain in simple terms. I hope this helps or something.
But so you programmed that solar panel conversion data, so that whatever you put in using that Python programming language, you made that computer program basically.
Yeah.
To calculate whether or not solar panels will be economical to use for your house.
Yes.
Very good, very good. Okay, you're up.
So today for our 20% project, we have created our own Goldberg machine. For those of you who don't know the concept of these machines, I will explain to you simply. Every action has a reaction. What this means is that all causes have an effect. Everyday life can be made simple by using complicated tactics. Today we will show this by pouring water into a dog bowl. For those of you who do not know, so an example of a Rube Goldberg machine is this one right here. As you can see, this child is turning on the TV just by, with complicated tactics, and towards the button. And for those of you who don't know much about Rube Goldberg,
over here, we roll a ball down here, and it hits the basket, knocking over the dominoes, which then the ball goes down, hits the water bottle, which then puts water in the bowl for a dog. That's
well, I like to talk about society right now.
Robbie, give water to the dog.
All right.